I'd just like to thank all lecturers, the friends who are helping me all the time. I must mention Mr. Cassie and Mr. Jendra Prasad, because he allowed me to do this project on my own in the range and everybody has to do the work. So it's something personal. The concept is something personal to me. And I learned a lot in research. And if I had to call names, I'd call a lot. Probably almost all of the industry. Thanks for testers. Thanks for testers. Thanks for testers. Sorry, I can't hear you.
For example, girls on software, for example, some code
Right, that's a very good question. And that would be an issue I'd look at a stage where there's probably a code repository and we need to ensure validity of code. But right now, I'm just looking at the concept. So that hasn't been looked at, but it's something very important. And that was looked at when you have a code repository. You want to make sure you look at it.
You mentioned that the project started in one of the schools. And you also stated that it's personal. What is behind this motivation?
Because I like teaching and programming.
That's
programming is also a passion of mine. And what I found is that people can do it. It's just the approach I will take it. A lot of people fail the course, but I don't think it's because they're stupid. It's just that it's just the approach I will take it. And I think people have the ability to do well in a creative tool if they understand how to use it. Just take time. It was personal for me because I really like C programming. I like teaching, and I thought initially just the concept, the original concepts that were there were just like from intuition, obviously from reading before, like probably from the subconscious. But what was nice is that from getting into research, the actual research, it was so nice to see my concepts align with what was already being backed up, what was being proven as proven guidelines in tutoring. So I even just to learn Java, I even played around. I extended the Mr. Prasad's program over this summer. So people actually motivation.
There's a major emphasis on learning and distance education. And often those approaches are really just like we do normally where we upload lecture notes and download and review. This is quite different. Where do you see this in the scheme? National.
National.
So if I may back up, there's great emphasis now on e-learning and distance education. Often the methods that they promote are no different to the classroom. The only thing is that the material is online and students are able to download it, as against the lecturer perhaps calling out notes to class. This obviously is a step up, or progression from that. So I'm asking where Mr. Gajraj sees this in the national scheme.
All right.
Actually, if you notice, there are lots of things on the side there. And when we were brainstorming which direction to go, my idea to him was, can we make this an online collaborative learning environment where instead of just posting a PDF file, where people just read and, you know.
But I don't think this was ever his idea anyway. His idea was given to post PDF.
No, it was never. No, that's what I'm saying. So that's why we thought at one point is that a direction to go? But you have to develop the tool and get it working before you can get it online anyway. So I think a step up is two things I can think about right away. Whether this can now be, say, become a plugin for Moodle, for example, as a learning environment. Can we wrap this up as a plugin that you can take and tack it onto Moodle and start teaching? So Moodle will allow you to upload your things and so on. We have an environment where people can actually interact and engage. That's one thing. And then the other one is the first one we talked about. Whether you can just, instead of making it a desktop-based application, you go the direction of group learning and all those sorts of things. That's where I think it can go. Roger may have his own directions. Really.
Yeah, because future directions have already started. Here you have a tutorial repository. This connects, when you're on the internet, the program connects to a repository online. And if you do a tutorial here, this is an IE. You do a lecture, does a tutorial here, and just click publish. And it goes, there are folders here that would go if you're online. So now a student, anybody around the world, will be able to just go through folders, select a certain tutorial, where you can do more advanced search tutorials and so on, and it loads up right here. And that's currently working. Also, peer-to-peer programming is working here, where two users can connect and share code. So when one types on one end, the other one sees it. Both of them can collaborate.
Now, I saw that, and obviously it makes sense to do it. But often, when you consider what is currently being driven nationally, it's quite different.
Can I add something, please? One of the motivations for doing this is that computer science at the Cape level, Caribbean, they now use C programming. So that was a big motivation to even continue this. And even my old school, we having problems learning C programming, the introduction of that. So at the national level, I see how that can be beneficial.
Sure. Alright. One other question with regards to usability. You had there that you did indirectly, informally, you did address some elements of it. What element did you?
The stepwise approach, if that was comfortable, if that was easy. What I did was just informally ask, what do you think about this approach?
When you say informally, do they have an instrument or you just ask that in the room?
I asked it in the room, and they had to write down what they thought of this approach. And I have the comments there, they were saying it was user-friendly, and user-friendly, easy to use. And I didn't solicit this from them really.
The goal was really usability. You just want to provide a proof of concept.
Right, but at the same time, some things had to be usable for visualizations.
I think one of the other things is to be able to step back. And I told him that, I said, step forward. But if somebody just missed the previous line, can we just go back? And I think one of the immediate things to be addressed is that.
Can I answer that question about usability? When doing the test, I had the users go through somewhat of an initiation, and I run them through the program, say here are the rules and so on. You can't go back because there are errors. If you made a mistake, unfortunately you have to close and restart. That wasn't too bad. Most of them followed. There are hardly any mistakes with that. And simple things, explain it to them. There's some small glitches and the visual could come up here and block it, just try and click over it. So I prepared them in such a way that if there's bad usability, it didn't affect the concept, trying to test the concept.
Bearing in mind we're dealing with people, and as I said, reference to Jeff's presentation, they could say anything to you, especially if they see you're in a not so good mood, so it could feel very pleasant. So I don't think we need to push too much in that direction. Obviously, it's a pleasant start, and
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I think it's good. And you wouldn't see the amount of work he did. He has been reading papers in education, in evaluation, in user interface, and these sorts of systems. It's a lot of work.
I come from a military people.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's good that he thanked everybody.
Yo, let's go
Some of
down.
us are